All right, so we just watched the EA press conference.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How's your nap?
So we'll start out. There was some good stuff, okay? Mass Effect Andromeda. Zero information about the game other than Mass Effect's coming out with a little CG trailer, and, we don't know anything. So, moving on. They showed off some gameplay and customization of Need for Speed. I know you guys don't care that much, but I'll be quick. I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous. The car customization was really well done. I really like the feel they're going for. It feels like Underground and Underground 2. So I'm very, very excited. The driving looks a little more arcadey than I remember.
It was pretty arcadey.
Yeah, the camera controls for the driving, they look a little off, but it's pre-alpha gameplay, so I'm not too worried about that. But
you'll be able to test it out in the EA Access program.
I'm sure. Yeah. Then they announced The Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire. Also, no gameplay footage, just a trailer, a CG trailer featuring two brothers.
It's going to look like what the game is already.
Right, it's going to look just like The Old Republic does.
I'm a little pissed at it, because it sounded like it was almost going to be like a standalone type thing, which would have been awesome.
It's an expansion.
Don't really care then.
Alright, then Unravel. A very charming, sweet game.
That was probably my favorite.
Yeah, I'm probably get that game. That looks really good.
A very nice man came out and talked about how he came up with this idea for this little yarn buddy.
Really weird story.
Weird story. He was on vacation with his family and used wire and yarn to build a voodoo doll that he decided should be a children's game. I'm not sure.
His kids are like, Dad, please play with us. He's like, no, I'm making dolls.
I'm making Yarny.
Dad, please.
But it's like a physics-based game where you throw your yarn. You use your yarn to climb stuff and walk across things, and then they show some really sad shots of Yarny alone in the rain, and then the stream froze right when Yarny's getting hit by a car.
I'd say if you enjoyed Limbo, take a look at this game. What was it called again?
Unraveled.
Yeah, take a look at Unraveled. It's really good though.
Then we spent 10 minutes looking at Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2.
No, it was longer than that. It was like almost 20 minutes. It was really long.
It looks kind of like Ratchet and Clank set in the Plants vs. Zombies universe.
It looks like Plants vs. Zombies.
I mean, the other one was good.
Garden Warfare 1.
It didn't.
But 2.
It didn't need that much.
Yeah.
2, now with more.
I think it's going to be a great game for people that enjoyed the first one. They don't need 20 minutes to show the freaking game off.
Speaking of things that people don't need to see 20 minutes of to buy, let's get into sports. NHL.
Sports!
They showed off 10 minutes of NHL. Then they spent about 20 seconds on golf. I guess no one likes golf.
Golf actually looked like the most fun of all the sports games because
it was built in
it had all those crazy courses you could do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you could play a battlefield map and stuff.
It was Paracel Storm, the storming battlefield map.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually seems kind of fun.
Yeah.
The game actually includes a bunch of people in one quarter actually recording YouTube videos.
And then they talked about NBA Live, where you can scan your face into the game, which I'm pretty sure has been a feature in EA Sports games for almost 10 years now, but it's never worked well, and I really doubt this one's going to work well because most people don't have studio lighting on them like the guy did whose face they scanned.
But it comes with swag DLC, apparently. It increases your swag.
Amazing sweating textures.
It was really awkward.
Then they were like, we need to talk about mobile games, and everyone in the audience was very quiet, like they were for most of the announcements they made. They talked about Need for Speed No Limits, which looks like the previous Need for Speed mobile. It's a Need for Speed mobile game. You were upstairs. It was 10 seconds.
It was literally 10 seconds.
They talked about the FIFA 2015 Apple Watch game, where you can manage your team on your watch.
That's kind of cool.
Is it?
It's getting really quiet.
I mean, if I could manage I don't know, something to do with Fallout on my Apple Watch.
We're not talking about Fallout. We're talking about.
But I'm saying for people who like that game, I think that's a decent idea. That makes sense. I think.
They're also making Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes,
which we know nothing about.
Mobile game that we literally no information about.
We can go to these things and be like, guys, we're making a game called Reborn Heroes, and just a couple of sweet looking graphics. And that's
not seeing a whole lot of AAA looking stuff. Seeing a whole lot of sports and indie stuff. Minions Paradise, also a game we did not need to spend that much time on.
Yes.
By that much, you mean any amount of time?
Yeah, it's a Minions game. Don't tell your kids. They don't care. Buy it for them for Christmas.
Yeah.
Everybody wants an app for Christmas.
Speaking of things we spent too much time on, FIFA! They brought out Pele, who, to be fair, is an absolute legend in soccer, in football, and, he is truly, one of the greats, if not the greatest football player. Good for him. I feel really bad for him that he was dragged into the EA press conference at E3 to tell a story in very, very broken English about how he came up with the catchphrase for football 30 years ago, and that went on for a while. And
I'm sure he's never told that before either.
And then after that, he didn't talk about FIFA at all.
That could have been a really good just little video they did that's a special exclusive on their website somewhere. Like
Most of their conference could have been that.
I know, yeah, pretty much.
And then they did show off stuff for FIFA. You can play the game, much like you've been able to for decades. So then they showed off Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which looks basically just like Mirror's Edge.
It was kind of confusing me, like the Wii U. It's like, is this a new game? Is this like a new
Mirror's Edge Catalyst?
Yeah.
It looks like it's probably a
same first
prequel.
game?
They've said it's not a sequel.
Yeah,
but they didn't say it was a prequel.
I mean, if it's just like, hey, we want to use this existing story in space again, but just make it better. Then yeah, but it was like all the gameplay they showed. It was like no loading. Well, the first game could have no loading and still be linear and stuff. It didn't really show anything like, hey, this is a big world like Assassin's Creed. Go explore it.
Just like the first game, plus some rain now.
Yeah,
so that's new. Then football, where they spent probably 5 minutes naming different passes. Like, you can throw a low hand hook to the right, or you can do this, blah, 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 blah. It's like, all right.
I guess I got good. I got some rest.
Yeah, James fell asleep during several of these things.
I want a Dark Souls football. I want a game.
All right, moving on.
No. Do you want a Witcher football, Dave?
No, like
not at all.
Like a Mortal Kombat football game where you run up there and
Mortal Kombat,
tear their arms off.
They had a game like that.
Blitz was pretty fun, yeah. But like, what if it was something that's like straight up medieval? Like, that would be awesome.
Everyone's wearing chainmail.
Yeah, like he chucked the ball and so like I don't know, whatever interference, like saw the guy.
Everyone's got.
I'd play that football. Yeah.
You got pikes.
I'd play that. Like little pits.
Remember any new features they announced for NFL?
I was really tuning out a lot.
Yeah.
The graphics.
So if you like football, you're going to love
be fair, if you think we're hating on the sports too much, we don't really like sports games. But I think even for sports games fans,
we were hating on it.
We are hating on it. Legitimately,
but for people who like sports, you're going to like that sports.
Maybe. I mean, even for people who like those sports games, I don't feel like they really showed off anything that should blow you away. It was just like, guess what's coming out this year again?
More sports,
just like it always does.
Sports 26.
It's talked a lot about being a developer for sports because it's like, I mean, what do you do each year? No, what would you do each year?
Keep getting paid.
What would you do each year and having to go, okay, crap, we got to come out with another version of this
If I was
game.
in charge, I don't know.
What would you do new? Yeah, I mean, like,
if you were working like
football
NBA Jam or something like that, that would be fun. Because you
Yeah.
can just do like ridiculous dunks.
I think they should do one every 2 years. You know, like
you do, but hundreds of millions of dollars say no every year is good.
Couldn't you just pay for like, I don't know, updates for the
people have suggested for years it should have been a platform years ago, and you just buy new roster updates. But people do pay $60 every year, so why not charge them $60 every year? That's as simple as it is. And then lastly, we saw Star Wars Battlefront, where they talked about it for 10 minutes, showed us concept art, and then they finally acknowledged what everyone was there for. Hey, you guys probably want to see gameplay footage.
And then they talked for another 5 minutes, and then
yeah. It was all captured on the PlayStation 4. It looked basically just like Hardline or Battlefield 4, only, set in Star Wars. The sound was great. The gameplay looked great.
And it looked like Star Wars.
It did. It looked like Star Wars, but here's the problem. Yeah. It's a Battlefield game, more or less. Yeah. And you know how they look great in the trailers, and everyone's cooperating, and all the vehicles are going in the right direction, and no one's just like spamming the ships into the ground, and people are like fighting points together, and like that's never going to happen in the game. And the flybox looked like it's about 150 feet across, so that kind of sucks.
I can tell you this for a fact: if I get the game, it has co-op split screen. I'll probably play with Joy offline, and I'll probably enjoy it that way.
Yeah.
But online is going to be
I really doubt it has offline.
It'll be
split
shit.
screen. I don't.
No,
think
they said.
Is that split screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that. They didn't say it here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of screenshots that show it too.
Okay, cool.
Because you can play offline, like just this mission mode. They said.
Yeah.
That would be, I think, really fun. But yeah, online you're going to play. No one's going to play together.
It's going to be just like
voice
Battlefield.
chat. I mean, voice chat's going to be better on console because everyone's just forced to use that. So it'll be better.
It's better because you're forced to. Because then you got the guys like, I'm going to play my gangster rap weed music really loud over chat.
You can mute them, but at least people are always on. Like you know, people are on Teamspeak and you can't talk with them. Sorry, good luck with that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but how many times have you been in a random match and you're like, wow, I'm glad I talked to everybody?
All the time. all the time.
That you're glad you talk to people?
Yeah, all
Really?
the time. Yeah, I mean, from Dark Souls to Halo, all sorts. Yeah.
In Titanfall, I'm glad I
you
talk
get
to
an
people.
occasional
in
shitty
Titanfall.
match. What?
What's
I mean,
that?
if you play,
I'm
if you
happy
play
not
online,
to talk
yeah.
to people. Yeah, I am.
I'm just saying, like, you're gonna be a lot more cooperative on a console than your PC because everyone plays on their own separate servers. They do. That's how it is.
All right, we'll agree to.
Just touch your foot, Dave.
We'll agree to disagree. So what did Joel? What did you
That's
think?
not gonna convince me,
Honestly,
Joel.
like none of the graphics, I don't give a crap about. Like, I mean, it looks awesome because it looks like Star Wars.
The art style
but
I
if
care about.
gameplay's
The art style was good.
Yeah, if gameplay's like Battlefield, it's gonna suck. Like, it's stupid because it's not tactical. It's just this shitstorm of explosions and grenades and bombs every freaking second.
That one
Now, I
big
did
grenade
notice-
worried me.
Yeah, the one thing that
Does
made me
everyone
happy.
get those?
I didn't notice it. I mean, I was kind of a little bit sleepy, but watching it, the camera didn't seem to shake a ton when explosions was on.
I also didn't see the little desync icons in the upper right hand corner, so that was
You know what I mean?
nice.
Like the camera shake on Battlefield 4 and 3. It's just it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like they go, oh yeah, we're gonna defeat Call of Duty. I'm like, sorry, Call of Duty is way freaking better than this game because it works. It's like it's more tactical than Battlefield's gonna be because no one freaking plays together. Play on your own, you'll be tactical. But I don't know. If they make it so that you actually have to work together, like Last of Us a little bit, like you actually have to. If you don't, you immediately die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're completely screwed. If they did it, it would be probably kind of fun. But
Yeah.
I see myself playing offline mission mode. So
Cool, sounds good. Anyone have any other thoughts about the EA press conference before we turn it off and get ready for Ubisoft? Honestly, at this point, and it's not something you normally say, I'm really I'm counting on Ubisoft to show us some cool stuff now.
I'm just
Well,
excited
you
for
know,
Sony.
we're going to see some Assassin's Creed. You're probably going to see some Division stuff. They've got some great IPs. They'll be showing something for.
So like I'm gonna be really impressed by Assassin's Creed because I've wanted to play new Assassin's Creed, but I don't know. I mean, it's just like I know the stories are just so bad now. Like I've really lost interest ever since.
we'll get there.
Ezio stuff.
We'll get there.
All right.
Let's let them try to do a good job before we crap.
Let's break out the vodka for this next keep.
But thank you, everybody, and hopefully you enjoyed this press conference as little as we did. Well,
If we had a drinking game, we would all be completely blitzed right now over
James
EA.
would have been asleep a long time ago.
Joel would be in a coma right now.
All right, later, everybody.
Bury me out back.
Bye.
See ya.